everyone, welcome to another year of Devoxx Belgium. I'm here with David Delabassee, and you're talking a lot about JavaEE. So I'm going to dive straight in. There have been a lot of really big changes with JavaEE recently to do with the Eclipse Foundation. Could you explain those?
Yeah, so that's correct. So first, a bit of background. So we have finalized JavaEE 8 a few weeks ago. So that is done. So at that time, we also said that we would like to change the way JavaEE will evolve in the future. So that's why we have proposed a completely different model. And that model is basically where the development of JavaEE will be done in an open source foundation, that foundation being the Eclipse Foundation. So the idea is basically to give the ability to the JavaEE platform to be relevant for the next 10 to 15 years. So we would like to change the way the JavaEE will evolve in the future.
And what were the reasons for that change?
Well, we have released JavaEE 8 a few weeks ago, so and if you look back, JavaEE 7, the previous release, was released in 2013, so 4 years before. That model was working in the past, but clearly now the market expects to have a more rapid cadence of the release. So that's one thing. We would like to basically be able to release that new platform with a faster pace. Now, we also want, well, to make sure that we can deliver on that, we have to adjust the way we define the specifications that are part of the platform. So all those kind of things are basically leading to that move to the Eclipse Foundation.
And do you think that moving to the Eclipse Foundation will allow JavaEE to develop more in line with some requirements that we've seen from the community? So, for example, the microprofile initiative.
Yeah, that's a good point, because it happened that the microprofile project is also hosted at the Eclipse Foundation. So what we might see over time is some kind of conversion between the two projects, because at the end, if you look at microprofile, basically it's a superset of JavaEE. So they are based on the JavaEE platform. So clearly moving to the Eclipse Foundation is one additional value that we might get with that. But yeah, so if you look at the microprofile project, basically their initial goal was to basically solve the question on how we can use the JavaEE platform to develop more microservices like application. So clearly it's something that would be kind of difficult to do in the old model, because I mean the old model was very well defined, but it also takes time to add new capabilities to the platform. So with that new model, we think that we will be able to cope with the new demands in a more faster way, demands coming from the community.
And I do have a question for you, and I'm sorry I didn't ask you this before, but will there be any change in the version numbers with JavaEE?
That's a good question. So there will be a lot of change, in fact, and most of those changes still have to be discussed. Now the thing is that it's not Oracle only who will decide on all those changes. Basically, on the Eclipse side, there will be a PMC, a project management committee, who will have to decide on the version number. Something else, the branding, because well, JavaEE in itself is a brand, but I mean, we can't really move the JavaEE brand to the Eclipse Foundation for various reasons. For example, today we have a JavaEE 8 compatible application server. So we don't want to basically confuse the market with two different things that would have the same names. What we want to make sure is that what we will have on the Eclipse Foundation side, right now the project that is hosting all that effort is called E4J. So what we will have there, the first release of that, so let's call it, for the lack of a better name, E4J 1.0, that will have to be compatible with JavaEE 8. So that means that E4J 1.0 will have to pass the JavaEE 8 TCK. Something I didn't mention is that as part of this whole effort, we are also moving the TCK to the Eclipse Foundation. So compatibility is also one key value that we preserve while moving the JavaEE development to the Eclipse Foundation. So at the end of the day, we can expect to have more implementation on the Eclipse side that will pass and will be compatible with the specification that we developed there.
So moving on to JavaEE 8 itself,
yep.
Which is great news about the release, what is it important for developers to know about JavaEE 8?
So in JavaEE 8, for example, one of the nice things that we have done in JavaEE 8, we have added support for HTTP2, so server-side HTTP2. is added to the Servlet 4 API. So that means that if today you take an existing Servlet application, you deploy it on a Servlet 4 container, out of the box it will be HTTP2 capable. So it's those kind of things that are very useful because all the market is moving towards HTTP2. So if we look broadly at JavaEE 8, it's basically about modernization and simplification. Modernization, but for example, HTTP2 is a good example. Simplification, for example, we have enhanced the support for JSON. So we have enhanced the existing JSON API, but we have also added a new JSON binding API that basically allows you to do easily binding between Java object and JSON document. Something else that was tackled in JavaEE 8 is security. So we have added a new security API that allows you to more easily apply security concern in your existing JavaEE application. So basically, we have revised quite a few API in JavaEE to tackle those two themes, simplification and modernization.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you.